$1,000 in Snap-on tools. Okay, no undergarments, no key. Old surveyor's box. Oh, all right, what is in here? Let's see what's in here. By the way, if you're still here, great use of your time. Hey, it's Freeman here with another Freeman's Garage extra video for you. And recently I was at a swap meet and realized that I am addicted to old boxes, storage boxes, toolboxes, tackle boxes. Shoot, even the classical Samsonite American Tourister style train cases, suitcases, whatnot. And this one here, full of something. This one, no, not as heavy. But this has something in here too. No clue what's in here. Bought these two sight unseen. And where should we start? Because I want to dig through these. I want to go through a little bit over what I think they are. This one might blow the top of your head off. We'll see, maybe not. But yeah, I want to find out what's in here. Yeah, let's just get started. This is going to be fun. This right here is a tackle box. Over the years, tackle boxes, especially back in the day, were sometimes used as toolboxes, or small toolboxes were used as tackle boxes. And this one here, I would say this is probably from the 1950s or 60s. And I'm judging that off of what is left over of this tag right here. You can see just a little bit of it. It's a blue and white, sort of upside down triangle shaped decal that was on here, and it would have said "My Buddy Falls City product." And then I think the model number, can we see it? No, I can't see it. I think this might be a model 242. A My Buddy tackle box made by Falls City in Louisville, Kentucky, I believe. And it has been repaired. And I think there is, I think I know this is when I bought it. Where is it? Oh, okay. Right here on the bottom, there is a little pinhole that we could repair if we wanted to. Because the original finish on this is so far gone, I'm thinking maybe even bringing it down to bare metal and then repainting it to look like, well, to make it look like it's in a better used condition. In fact, hold on one second. Check this out. This is a My Buddy, and this is actually a 242. And this one's larger than the 242, so this is a different model. That's what the My Buddy label looks like. And the one on here was much larger. This one here is a family heirloom. This one's full of very old tackle as well. I would say 1950s or 1960s. I'm not 100% sure on it. But I can tell you that if you go back to the 1870s, 1900, even up through through the 1930s and 40s, there were a lot of tackle boxes that were made of leather and wood. I believe that these metal boxes didn't start coming into play as much until the probably close to the bass fishing popularity explosion in the United States. Yeah, I could be completely wrong on some of that, but I think I'm pretty close. And like a lot of things, if you look back at just say the late 1800s, anybody who would have a fancy piece of art, leather or wood tackle box, or maybe even a metal tackle box, probably had a lot of dough, you know. Most people back then, the common man, you know, folks without a pedigree, most likely they just didn't have a tackle box. They just carried their stuff in their hands, probably. Okay, let's move this one out of the way. And there is actually a little bit of a story with this one, and this one, the red, green, and blue. We'll get to that in a second. Let's get this out of the way. And, well, yeah, let's look at this big one here. move this stuff around. Actually, let me set this down. And this red one's got a old school homemade label maker label on it. It's kind of neat what it says. We'll get there in a minute. Now this one here, well actually, you know what? Gosh darn it, there's actually a neat story about, okay, hold on. All right, here, let's get these. Okay, these three came from the same seller, and it was at the end of the day, last day of the swap meet, and I had bought way too much stuff, and then I'm at the very last table, the very last seller, and I'm not even in the building anymore. I'm out in the lot parking, and I see this box, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, you know, I want that. Oh, did we even open this? My apologies. This is a nice box. This needs to be used. Yeah, that's a nice box. The question is though, what do we do with it? Put it in the comments. Do we do some kind of restoration? Could we find a replica label? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody that makes reproduction labels for stuff like this? I don't know. Let's get back to this one. I see this box here. And the seller sees me eyeballing it. And I'm looking at it. I'm trying to get a gauge on the possible age on it. And I'm thinking though in my head, I don't need to buy anything else. I got a pickup box full of this kind of stuff. I need to just leave. But the seller comes up and he says, what would you like to pay for that box? And I said, well, what can you tell me about the box? This gentleman was probably in his 70s, and he said it was my grandfather's box, and he carried his saw in it to work every day. And I said, wow, he probably made it himself too, didn't he? And he said he probably did. And then I said, well, then I have to buy it, but I can't buy any more. I can't buy any more of this stuff today. And that's when he says, well, let's call this the $5 table. $5 for the box. And I said, ugh, you got me. I have to buy it. So I bought it, and then another gentleman, unrelated, okay, this wasn't some sort of a scammy thingy, right? Just this random guy walks up and he says, I know what that box is. He says, that's an engine, or no, not an engineer's. He said, that's an old surveyor's box. And the seller and I, we said, really? And he said, yep. Open that thing up. So we opened it up. Now, no. That's, okay, yeah. This stuff was not in here. I had just put that stuff in there to carry it out of the swap meet. That's a whole different story there. So this gentleman says, yeah, you see that piece of wood there that's sitting in it? That is, oh, I didn't even notice these holes. He said, somebody, you know what? Somebody probably is putting bits or something in there. He said, you see that piece of wood there? That's for when the surveyor lays his, I can't remember what kind of tool it was, he said, lays his whatever down in here and it rests on that piece of wood. Maybe. Who knows? The square nuts give an old appearance. That's somewhat of a modern repair, I'd say. And, well, that's probably was done a lot later than these hinges were on here, because I kind of doubt those are the original hinges on here. Maybe, who knows. If this box had square nails in it, then we would be 1890 or before. But that's definitely not what we have. We have screws and round nails, so we're definitely 1900 or later. This is exciting, right? Are you as excited as I am right now? I'm just geeking out over this stuff. Okay, then this one here. Well, hold on. hold on. There's a dozen stories baked into this one story. I gotta throw these back up here. And this ain't Hollywood. This is raw, this is real, this is reality. Okay, so he got me on the $5 thing. He said, well, that's the $5 table. Okay, so then I bought it. Yeah, I think I bought this first. And then I saw this, and I looked at it, and he's walking along beside me, of course, you know. And I'm looking at it, and I set it back down. In my head, I'm thinking, no, just carry this thing out of here. Okay, put your transistor radio in your Ford fuel pump, in your surveyor's box, and get out of here. But then he says, unprovoked, he says, that's the $3 table. This guy really did not want to go home with this stuff. So, all right, you got me. So I bought that. And then I'm about to leave, and I see this. And he knows I'm looking at it, and I start taking my first step towards this box, and he just says, that's the $1 table. And I said, sold. So I bought this, and this one's kind of got me a little dumbfounded, sort of, kind of. Here, get in for a closer look. Let's get this out of the way. This might be a homemade box. It might not be. It depends on how old it is. He had this nail in here, so I just had left it there. It's kind of hard to date this stuff at times. This latch does not look old. And by old, I mean, I'm saying that 1960s is not old. If this was from the 60s, I would not say that this latch is old. I'm talking older than that. And screws here, these flathead screws, you know, it's definitely, this wasn't something done in 1890. You know, could have just been repairs. We do have this split here. I might reinforce this. It does. I mean, it's not falling apart, but it does need some reinforcement. We'll open it all the way in a second. And yeah, it's hard to tell if somebody made this 5 years ago or if somebody made this 50 years ago. And what did they make it for, though? Because it's kind of heavy. Here, let's look at the bottom, and then we'll open it up. No maker's mark of any kind. If you are very savvy, and if you're a well-educated woodworker of sorts and whatnot, and you can make good judgment calls on dating stuff like this, go ahead, put that in the comments. Help a guy out, because maybe this tells you something. I don't know. I'm not, you know, my woodworking is mainly building wood beds for old pickup trucks. You know, that's the woodworking that I mainly do, is that kind of stuff. Although I have made lots of things out of wood, but I would say I'm a lot better with metal than wood. Oh, I didn't notice this. What's this? Is that metal? No, it's not metal. What is that? Oh, it's just yeah, I thought that was metal for a second. It's just a thin piece of wood. What is that there for? I wonder. Is that the whole... Probably to slide something through there? Or was it just to reinforce the top? Okay, it didn't get painted. I can see that. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. Now here's the inside. We've got, okay, let's see here. We've got a slot there. And we got the slot here. So somebody probably had a divider in here, which is kind of neat. So what kind of, most likely this was a toolbox, but what was it built for? What kind of vehicle did they put this in? Did they have a bottle jack and things like that in here, or maybe it was woodworking tools. I don't know. That's neat. Tell me what you think. Oh, hold on. Let's open this back up and see. There's where the top is split, which I'm not really concerned about that, I guess. If I don't have a lot of weight in here. Well, okay, yeah, I am. That should be. That needs to be taken care of. But the question with this one is do you leave it like this with its patina, if you will? Oh, Charlie McGee put that mark in there on accident one day in 1952. You can't get rid of that. Or do we reinforce the top and paint it a different color? What are we going to use it for? I don't just buy this stuff to not do anything with it. I use this kind of stuff. If you're not subscribed or hit the thumbs up button, left a nice comment, hit the arrow button to share this video yet, I don't know what is wrong with you. I mean, how are you not glued to this video right now? This is just, you're not going to find this anywhere else, okay? This is very unique content here. All right, let's do these cases now. And this one's going to be kind of funny, actually, because I sort of kind of know what's in here. Let me tell you the story. So I'm walking around the swap meet and I come across this boy sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot. Just kidding. That's Charlie Daniels. The swap meet part is not in the song, but you know what I mean. So I come across this woman, last day, last hour of the swap meet. All right, she's got a ton of stuff, and she's there by herself with a young son who was knitting scarves, and I bought one to support what he was doing. Although I didn't buy it. He wouldn't let me. I tried to support what he was doing, and he would not let me pay. He wanted me to take a homemade scarf. So I tried to give him money, but hey, it's what he wanted, so I did support whatever it was he was doing. So I see this box, okay? This big red one catches my eye from across the way. I make a beeline for it. And then I see this old label. Mary's Toolbox. Keepa you hands off. Now, this box is clearly not 100 years old. But I'm thinking 70s, 1970s, 1980s maybe. Could be later than that. But it's just kind of got the vibe, right? So I see this box, and I don't even touch it. I just see that. and I see she's got $5 on it. And then I see this box here, and I can tell there's something in here. I picked this one up and shook it, and I see it says $5 on it. And I also notice that this box is dented. This box is dented. And I'm noticing now that my gosh darn suitcase, my new suitcase is dented. I didn't notice that till now. So I see these, okay? And then I look around at the other stuff, and then I realize this one's heavy. Okay, so there's these two boxes, and then she's got this case. Okay, I see this, and I notice right away, oh, it's not a Samsonite, it's not an American Tourister, it's not a full train case set or anything. It's just this one medium-sized box, and this is perfect because I've been looking for a new one, actually, and I have found some at meets of swap, at meets where people swap things. But 9 times out of 10 when I find them, they're the girly ones. You know, they're the girly color, and then when you open them up, they got all the frilly stuff in here, and they smell like 50 years of perfume. And pretend that's not there. I might try to just cover that up. But anyways, I don't want to pack my clothes in a case like that, but this one is not all frilly. So this one's perfect. But here's the funny thing about it. Oh, I forgot to ask her if she has a key. Maybe the key's hidden in here. But the funny thing about it is that she had this case, and we're going to open it in a second here. It was propped open, and I could see that it had a bunch of old audio tape in it. Oh, actually, it does kind of smell, not perfumey, but just musty. We'll look in here in a second for the key. Actually, there might be some makeup marks in here. Actually, it is a little more frilly than I thought it was. And that might be mouse pee. I'm not sure, but oh well. I'll still pack my clothes in it. So she had this propped open with a broom handle that was cut in half. And she had a sign taped on here that said, suitcase and everything in it, $12. And this was all a mess. It wasn't all stacked up neatly like this. And I said, you know what, ma'am? How about the red box, the blue box, and the green suitcase? $10. And I didn't want the audio tape. This is the type of stuff I normally would buy stuff like this because I want to know what's on it, right? And I collect stuff like this. But at this point, I'm thinking I had already, throughout the swap meet, I had skipped over vinyl records, right? I did not dig through any record albums because I buy too much of that stuff. And so I didn't want this. I just said red, blue, green, $10, get it out of here. And keep in mind, I don't even know what's in these boxes. And could just be full of rusty roofing nails, who knows. And she says, how about 12? And I said, okay, 12. And then she tells her son, pack that suitcase up, just close it up. And so he goes over there and he stacks these neatly, closes it, and brings it to me, brings all the boxes to me. I wasn't trying to get the tape. But anyways, I ended up with the suitcase with all the tape. But I have not looked at the tape at all, any more than just this. So first off, let's peek in here. No undergarments, no key. Looks like all blank stuff. Let's see if anybody's written down what they've recorded. In fact, this one says rock and roll. Then let's dig through these toolboxes and see if we got $1,000 in Snap-on tools. All right, let's go through this very quickly. All right, hold it right there. Voiceover Freeman here, coming to you from the future. I thought it was going to take just a few seconds to go through all this tape here, and it ended up taking, well, it took a while. So I decided, let's just keep this video here, the toolboxes, And the tape, that's going to be in another video all by itself. There's a very good chance here you just want to see in the toolboxes, you know, you don't want to see the tape. Or maybe you do want to see the tape. But 2 different videos, keep things simple. And if you're watching this video, well, I guess you are watching it because you're listening to this right now. The tape video might already exist. Check the video description for links and even links to the regular Freeman's Garage channel. All right, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. All right, on to the tools. That's what we're really waiting for here. All right, let's just get right into it. Well, first let's examine the ooh, sounds like a socket or a screwdriver. Let's examine the box. Can I pinpoint an approximate age? See, you know, a challenge with this is even if I look at this piano hinge, which screams quality, and this riveted on handle, okay, I have boxes similar to this. Even if I looked at this and I could say, oh, that's 1930 to 1940. Well, the challenge is that later a different style of toolbox might have started taking over, but older styles like this still could have been showing up on shelves, you know. I mean, like a box like this, go to Wally World right now and there's toolboxes that look just like this, you know. Some designs may go away, some kind of stay, you know, just, you never know. I'll let you decide the approximate age of this toolbox. There's the piano hinge on the back. Okay, let's open it. All right, what is in here? Well, I was right. There's a melted or mouse chewed screwdriver. That's about it. Is that melted or chewed on? Looks kind of like both. What kind of screwdriver is this? Can't tell. Can't see any. Doesn't say anything on it. The bottom's nice. Not bad. And this is cool here. I like this. See, this could double as a tackle box. That's cool. You never know, this could actually be a tackle box. Could be used for anything. Well, that's nice to have. This is a really cool box. I don't think I have one. An old one like this with a hinged drawer, with this type of drawer. Or compartments. I probably do. Just can't think of it right now. Alright, now to the big heavy one. Mary's Toolbox. Keepa you hands off. And again, we don't know. We don't know exactly how old this is. It's definitely not an antique, but it could be what some may consider vintage. Boy, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm just seeing if I can't see any type of any script or anything on the hinge, and I do not. On the latch. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's in here. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff in here. I can see some good stuff too right off the bat. No, I thought this was broke. It's not. Here's a pen that's got a business name on it. Temple Grinding Company Incorporated, Temple, Texas. Does it work? Here's a whole pack of 3/4 inch brad nails. Yeah, pen's not wanting to work for us. Oh, it's a full box of brad nails. We could use these to tighten up, maybe if we need to tighten up some of our wood boxes. We got nails for that. Okay, we got glass fuses. It's always nice to have. I actually just bought a whole pack. Oh, here's a thermostat. Motorcraft, made in Germany, for a Ford product. More fuses. Did I call, you know what? You know what's funny? Did I call these blade fuses or glass fuses? Because most everything I own is glass fuses, so I just say glass fuses. Even though they're blade fuses. This should have fuses in it too. Yep, it's got fuses in it. More fuses. Another fuse. Ooh, here's a heavy duty plug. A wrench, we got a wrench. Boy, that is a cheap looking wrench. There's all the fuses, there's the plug, and this wrench. Look how cheap that looks. That looks like it would just melt. There's our thermostat, our brad nails. Ooh, I wonder what's underneath the tray. Let's finish going through here first. A lot of assorted hardware, which is good because this stuff, all this kind of stuff, like all this here, this is all valuable stuff that can and will be used and is always needed. Some rubber grommets. No clue what that came from. Allen wrench. This is for gapping your spark plugs. And that's kind of a sort of an oldie. That's a nice find. That is cool. And then just more. Oh, here's a little feeler gauge. See, this is points ignition stuff here. Or, well, I shouldn't say that. It could have come out of a points ignition toolkit. But yeah, this is for gapping plugs. This is for bending. And then here's your little feeler gauges. So these two are in the same category. That's cool. And you can keep these in your pocket if you wanted. Those are nice finds. You have to tell me what that's from. Spark plug boot, another Allen wrench, drill bit, hacksaw blade, another feeler gauge. Made in USA. That's good. I wonder if this has a brand name on it. I don't see a brand name, but made in USA, so that's good. Anything else really interesting up here? Oh, there's some nice little pieces in here. All right, let's see what's under here. This is, that's interesting because is that not a pencil sharpener? But why does it look like, I don't know. You tell me. And another thermostat. And does this have a name on it? Nope. It's kind of an interesting one. Tire pressure gauge. Hey, this is a modern cheapo. Made in China. Little tiny brass piece. There's a pen. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to use that so my garage can start on fire. I want to see what's in this bag, because there's a little metal tag in here. By the way, if you're still here, great use of your time. Oh, it's a rabies vaccination tag from Temple, Texas, 2017. Do you think that this toolbox is nearly as old as I thought it was? Who knows? Anybody could have stuffed anything in here during any year. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and geeking out with me over all this stuff. Now I got to decide, what are the new uses going to be for my new boxes? Comment what you think if you want, and I'm going to send you to the video on your screen to watch next. And thanks for subscribing. Not engineers.